morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7:55 in the morning. Back to work today. I've had 12 days off, unfortunately. Unfortunately, 6 days before Christmas, I got COVID. So I almost went 2 years without getting COVID. I've worked through the entire pandemic, and I get it right at the end of the second year. So wasn't too happy about that, but you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. In about 12 and a half minutes, so my lead has just gone out. So today is the 28th of December, so it is the bank holiday for Boxing Day today, which means we're running a Sunday service today. So not too bad. So obviously it's been nice and quiet so far. I've just done an Amazon trip from Amazon to Thamesmead, ran dead back to the garage at about half hour. And then I've just picked up this bus now at Thamesmead. Then I go to the station, have a break, and then do my second half. But I'll quickly show my GT card so you can see what I'm up to today. Alright, so here's my GT card for today. As you can see, duty number 2552, T for Tango. It's a Sunday duty. So obviously I took a bus from the garage to Amazon, did the Amazon to Thamesmead trip, and then I ran dead from Thamesmead to the garage. Then I've just picked up a bus here, gone to Thamesmead, so now I'm doing Thamesmead to the station, having an hour break. Then I go from the station to Peckham, Peckham to Thamesmead, Thamesmead to Peckham, and then Peckham back to the garage to come off and finish. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a Sunday duty today. Very tired. First day back, it's always the worst. I always feel so tired. But yeah, so not bad day. The second half is absolute wank, but you know, it is what it is. At least I finish at 2:20 in the afternoon. Can't complain. And then from tomorrow onwards until New Year's Eve, I'm on the same duty where I finish at 2:25, so only about a 6-minute difference, so it's not too bad. But yeah, so I'm on earlies till New Year's Eve, and then I've requested to have New Year's Day off because I'm on earlies obviously this week, so that means I finish early on New Year's Eve. So managed to get New Year's Day off. Garage managed to give me New Year's Day off, so I'm going to go out partying with everyone else, have a nice drink with friends, family, that kind of thing. So should be fun. But yeah, so I had COVID. I only had it for about 3-4 days, and then I was absolutely fine. But obviously, the new rules are that even if you're double vaccinated, you need to test negative twice, 24 hours apart from each other. So meaning you have to test negative 2 days in a row, basically, before you can go back to work. So obviously I'm back to work now, all fit and healthy. I only had a fever. My skin was on fire. But I only had a fever. I didn't have loss of taste or smell or anything like that. After COVID, I just battled a cold for about 3 days or something. Still got a bit of a cold now, but not too bad. So we've got 8 minutes and 40 seconds. But yes, I hope you all had a great Christmas. I did not have COVID on Christmas Day onwards, so I enjoyed Christmas. Seeing family, well, being with my family. I've got to be in my support bubble. Yeah, not too bad. Boxing Day was alright. Boxing Day originally fell on my days off this year, so obviously the deal was to get New Year's Day off. Obviously I said to him I'll work Christmas Eve and Boxing Day. I had a really nice shift on Boxing Day actually. It was I finished at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I would have got all of Boxing Day anyway. But obviously because I got COVID, obviously I didn't have to do it. Well, I couldn't do it. I wasn't fit enough to work. I just didn't test negative. I was fit, but obviously I just didn't test negative. But yeah. So, at least I can say I've battled and defeated COVID. So it's not too bad. It really wasn't that bad, really. Yeah, my arms are in already. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. Well, yeah, you might have seen now that all the electric buses on the 180s are out on the road now. So hopefully all you bus nerds have gotten some photos. So they're all out on the road now. Just like the 160s, they're all out on the road. But yeah. But I did do the 161s on that Thursday. Very good route, actually. I really do enjoy it. I had a really easy first half. Because my first half originally was to go to Chislehurst, and then I'm trying to think now. I think it was Chislehurst, North Greenwich, and then come off at Woolwich. That was my first half. Yeah, I remember it now. That was my first half. I didn't even do that. I got to Chislehurst okay. The guy in front of me was running very late. So he came and told me it's going to take his 5 minutes. I said to him, don't worry, I'll go. I got all the school kids though. Yeah. But I got to North Greenwich. I was like halfway to North Greenwich. I must have gotten to maybe Queen Elizabeth Hospital, and the controller called me up and was like, "Are you coming off? Are you planning to go back to the garage for your meal relief? Because obviously, because you're on the 161s, you have your meal relief at Woolwich because it doesn't stop outside the garage." And I was like, "Did you want me to go back to the garage for my meal relief?" Thinking like, what's going on? And he's like, "That would be a great help because we've got staff shortages on the 161, so you won't have a relief driver. So could you run it to the point, meaning run it to the changeover point, basically run to Woolwich, and then run it out of service to the garage?" I was like, "Yeah, sounds great. Don't bother me." So staff shortages, ladies and gentlemen. The 161s are getting a reduced service because there are changes coming to the timetable. I think it's just because of staff shortages and stuff like that. They're not shortening the route, but like they're shortening the frequency of the buses. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, cool. And then a bit further down, he was like, "Yeah, it seems to be your lucky day. The driver in front has had a kid spill yogurt by the back doors, so obviously we can't run it in service. So can you swap buses with him and take that bus, run that bus dead back to the garage, and then you can go off for your meal relief?" I was like, hell yeah. So obviously I lost mileage from North Greenwich to Woolwich, but shorter first half, that first half was only, running to Chislehurst then to North Greenwich. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll take that. There was a lot of yoghurt. So obviously take it out of service, and then, so he got my bus, and so we swapped buses. I took his back to the garage out of service, which weren't too bad. So yeah, but the second half was brutal. Two rounders, so 4 trips. But the thing is, it goes really quickly on that route. It's a really nice route. I do want to change rotors, so I may ask if I could get on the 161s. Considering there's staff shortages, you would think that there'll be spaces on the rotor, but then they're not. There's not. But yeah. But it takes ages to change rotors. It's the only annoying thing, So yeah, the quickest way to be able to change your rotor is if you find another driver who wants to swap.
You must wear a face covering over your nose and mouth at all times when using TfL services and stations, unless you are exempt. It's there to protect us all.
Thank you. Indeed, I've survived COVID, so please wear your mask. 3 minutes, so I'll talk for a bit longer. It went really quickly on the 161s. It really did. Like, no traffic, not really any passengers on that route. Because everyone pretty much wants to go to Woolwich. So Woolwich to North Greenwich is dead easy. It's dead easy. You get nobody. People prefer to get the 472. When you go through Charlton and stuff, people prefer to get the 472s. Speaking of 472. Because it's quicker. It's quicker to get on the 472. So yeah. So not many people get on the bus, unless obviously they want to. Well, it don't really matter. But yeah, it was fine. But it does feel good to be back to work, get back into a routine, because it does get boring sitting at home all day doing nothing. I do prefer getting into a routine and that kind of thing, but is what it is. Sometimes unfortunately we get sick, so you just kind of got to just take it on the chin and just get on with it. But yeah, so I've got about a minute, so I'll leave it there and I'll see you on my second half. Take care. Welcome back. Join me at Peckham. So I just done my first trip on the second half, so got to go to Thamesmead, back to Peckham, and then come off at the garage, and then we are all set to go home. Just doing a bit of adjustments in the cabin, putting the running number where it should be. It annoys me when people don't put it in there in the little slot. Makes it harder for everyone to read what running number you are. Just makes it a lot easier. Nothing's happened. Had an hour break, as you saw from when I showed you my duty cards. So yeah, it was alright. You know, the only thing about this job you have to get used to is just eating at different times. It does mess you up. I have a feeling that's gonna, that's very, very loose. I don't like people sitting at the front, and especially since I've just had COVID. It's a lot more important for me to actually make sure no one sits in the two front seats, just to give me that personal space. Because otherwise, just tighten this up a little bit here. I don't want to tighten up too much because it's only paper. A bit of tape here I could use to just tighten this up a little bit. There we go. That way it's just a little bit tighter. There we go. Just don't want people sitting there, especially, like I said, I've just had COVID, so it's just for my own safety more than anything. Especially with people, a lot of people just don't wash their hands and stuff like that. So best to be safe. Yeah, can you believe it? 2022, at the end of this week on Saturday. It's gone quick. It's gone very quick this year. Obviously, it's been a exciting year for me. Obviously, starting this job, I started my first day as an employee. Obviously, in the training was the 2nd of November. I passed my test on the 1st or 2nd of December, so about a month. And then I was in service probably a week later. Because I did probably about 2 days or so of route learning. I had a bit of a longer route learning session than anyone else because my first route was originally going to be the 122s. But complications happened, and on the day of my first duty, something happened. It was a group call. General update from the controller. It's the new controller on shift. He's on the middle shift. I won't give out, yeah, he's on the middle shift. So he's just giving us a general update. Just be like, there's nothing wrong on the route. Obviously it's a Sunday service. So, any problems, just give him a call. Anything that, obviously like anything that happens on the route, just give him a call. It's a general update from the controller there. But yeah, it's nice and quiet today. Obviously, like I said to you this morning, it's a Sunday service, even though it's a Tuesday. That's purely because it's a bank holiday today. It's for Boxing Day, so obviously it's the substitute day for Boxing Day, because any time that a bank holiday lands on a weekend, so like Christmas Day or New Year's Day or Boxing Day, it all they have substitute days for the week. So obviously yesterday, which would have been Monday the 27th, would have been the substitute day for Christmas Day, and then today is Boxing Day substitute day. So it'll be back to normal. Well, I'll say back to normal tomorrow. It won't be, because the rest of the week is Saturday service on the lead up to New Year's. So we won't go back to full normal service till next week, when we obviously go to the new year. So last week of 2021 will be Saturday service. I don't know if I prefer Saturday or Sunday service. I mean, on a Sunday, we get about between 12 and 13 minute gap between buses, which is still pretty generous in my opinion. And there's the guys behind me. 138 and 137. He's in 13061. I've got an Enviro 400, so I'm pretty happy. Glad I'm not driving that Volvo today. Ugh, I had one this morning on my little trip. Did this morning. Obviously, it was only to Thamesmead from the garage to excuse me, to the station, so didn't have to really worry about, you know, having to deal with a Volvo. I hate them so much. I hate them. Bloody crappy things they are. Vara is where it's at. That's where the fun is on, you know, on the ones that we watch. Any route, that's where the fun is. Why is a P13 just stopped there with its hazards on? Why has he stopped? Has he like smacked his mirror or something? Can't tell if he's smacked his mirror. The mirror looks a bit more out than it should be. I don't know though. Is he waxing?
You must wear a face covering over your nose and mouth at all times when using TfL services and stations, unless you are exempt. It's there to protect us all.
Oh, what the hell he's doing? There's another Abellio driver there. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so I've got 2 rounders to do. So like I said, I'll go to Thamesmead, back to Peckham, back to the garage, go home at 2:20 in the afternoon, which is always appreciated. My leader goes home at 1:30 today, so I'm very upset that he finishes way before me. But can't complain again. Finished relatively early in the day. Oh God, excuse me. But yeah, I just want to go home now. It's always the first day. The first day you're back to work, it's the hardest because you're just very tired because you're so used to, you know, sleeping in and all that stuff, and then you have to get up your first day at 4:30 in the morning. It's like, oh God, horrible, horrible. But yeah, I hope you all had a good Christmas. You know, once I recovered from COVID, it was okay. I'm just observing this Abellio driver stopping in the middle of the road with his doors open, talking to another driver. Nah, you ain't getting through there. I hope they didn't change drivers there, because if they did, that is so bloody dangerous. Ugh. I hope they didn't. Because if they did, it's just ridiculous that. You know, right on the corner where buses have to turn, admittedly, he could have, you know, taken it wider, that Abellio driver, but he shouldn't have to at the end of the day. He stopped in the middle of the, you know, this, ugh. I'm not going to get involved in that, you know, obviously it's not my company, and, you know, I don't know what the ins and outs are, so can't really judge, you know, I can only, you know, judge what I see. But you shouldn't be doing that. It's not a designated changeover point in the middle of the road, is it? If they were changing over. 4 minutes. I'm literally just rambling at this point. I literally am just rambling. No topics ready to talk about. You know, obviously nothing's happened. Obviously I haven't been at work. But I'll tell you what though, Lewisham's been a bit of a danger zone recent months. Seen quite a few people get hit by buses in Lewisham at the moment. I can't say I'm surprised, because people do just walk out in the middle of the road thinking it's okay, you know, because it's a bus, we're going to stop. You know, I think one of them was, you know, someone on a motorbike, which is, you know, very scary, you know. But hopefully everyone's okay. But yeah, Lewisham seems to be having a lot of accidents involving buses, you know. I know when the 180s used to be with Go Ahead, a lot of 180s were involved in incidents involving other users or pedestrians, so it's a bit scary. We do have to be careful, especially in town centres like Lewisham. You know, well, I mean, I think Lewisham's more of a city centre. It's a lot more busier than a town is. But obviously it's not as busy as like a capital, you know, but it's just, Lewisham's just like dangerous, man. I mean, anywhere's dangerous. There's got buses on the road, because you know, we have to anticipate everything that goes on, what goes through people's heads. We have to anticipate all that. Do you know what I mean? So it's scary. Accidents, like whether it be running someone over or hitting someone, like, or something, you know, that's the scariest part in my books of this job, you know, is having an accident, whether it be a pedestrian or a road user, you know, it changes you. Alright, I've got about a minute, so I'm going to go, so I will talk to you later. Take care. Welcome back. You join me at Thamesmead. Got a hefty amount of stand time down here. I got here about 4 minutes early, so I have about 24 minutes on the stand, so a lot of stand time. You know, if this was on a Sunday, you know, then it would be nice, but because it's a weekday, I'm just like trying to get going again. You know, the quicker I can get these trips done, the quicker I can go home. But yeah, it was all right. You know, quiet as usual. You know, it is a bank holiday, so. But yeah, there's a not in service Arriva bus there. It's an old one. That's the roller blind ones. That's 08. It's an 08 plate. T37, I think that was. So yeah, very old bus, very old. One of the only few ones left with the rollers. So yeah. So what was I talking about? Yeah, like accidents. But people just like to walk out in front of buses because, you know, they think we'll stop. And I'm just like, you try and drive one of these and see how quickly you can stop. You know, yeah, admittedly, the brakes are pretty good on most of these buses, but at the end of the day, you've got to think about, you know, the passengers on board as well. If you brake really hard and one of them hits their head, money. It's a claim right there. You know, so it doesn't work out in your favour or the company's favour. So, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's not much else to talk about really. You know, nothing that's happened. So I'll probably just leave it there. Enjoy my 20-minute break. Put my head back, a bit tired. Just have a rest for a bit. But yeah, so I'll leave it there. Not really much else to talk about, to be honest. But like I said, I hope you guys had a great Christmas, and I hope you have a happy New Year. I don't know when the next video will be. I just thought, because it's my first day back after having COVID, you know, I thought I'd do a video just to kind of give you guys a bit of an update. But apart from that, yeah, it's all good. All right, so I hope you had a great Christmas, happy New Year to you all, and I'll see you in 2022. Take care.